Good morning, everybody. Sorry. Good morning, everybody. I'm Tom Fury. This is Zero News. So, as you can see, there are reasons not to go attacking people in this movement because some are actually mentally unsound and worth probably pitying rather than being angry at. But I did want to say one thing. It's about Vindicator because there's certain lines you don't cross, and he doesn't need me defending him, right? But military guys tend to not defend themselves about this. But everybody knows, you don't mock a military career. One, because it's disrespectful in ways that, deep ways. And two, because you don't know what every veteran has been through. They've all been through something different. And some of them have been through some horrendous shit for us. So, the only thing I will say is that to bring up Vindicator's service as a point of mocking, that's equivalent to calling someone a paedophile. Like, it's the lowest of the low of the low of the low. Anybody mocking his service, well, yeah, you get what you deserve. And what I mean, that's not a threat. I just mean people will treat you appropriately if you're going to peddle that kind of shit, because you don't mock a man's service, especially with the things these men and women have been through, things that me and you won't have to suffer because they did. So respect. It's not because I don't want to see the poppies being going up and everything else when people can't respect the veterans that are right here right now. So let's just get that fucking said. Now, I'm doing some research. Believe it or not, I've even talked to some people like Danny Roscoe on this, because Danny Roscoe also saw a pattern with places like Israel and stuff like that. And I remember him covering it and me thinking, "Ooh, what are you doing, Danny?" I reacted exactly the same with him as people are with me. That's interesting, isn't it? And what I've seen is, before I've even got a chance to really research, and it is hard. It is hard to find research as opposed to conspiracy theory. And what I'm finding it more and more is that before I've even got a chance to go down this alley, look at the fucking headless chicken mentality towards it. Just asking some questions. Like, Saudi Arabia has way too much influence over government. Everyone agrees, right? Everyone's like, yeah, what are they doing? Even if they're not fully aware. And if me telling you they're buying up stuff for the first time is shocking for you, you still know that they're out there doing stuff, right? And nobody has a problem with it. If you say the same thing about Israel, everybody goes, oh, why? Any foreign government, especially Middle Eastern government, is a danger to us. Number one, because we're looking after our own people first. So why? And then when you see the evidence stack up that government in that country is out to do us harm, maybe, or control us, maybe, or or control our politics, maybe. Again, the government, not every fucking person. This is where people go wrong. It's got people to call me names. It's got people to suggest a path I'm going down. It's got people to lose their fucking minds because I've dared to question Israel. Now, I didn't understand the obsession on the right with defending Israel. I thought maybe it was some religious thing. I still think maybe there's some religious connotations to it for some people. Me being an atheist, I don't understand what they are. So I'm trying to understand the religious meaning for some people. I realised that and what I've realised is, like Zionism, for instance, I've realised that to Enoch, it was two things. It was the overall home for the Jews, but underneath it, he saw it as a hardcore group of 250,000 people who were not play nice people, who were, and he was Jewish. He was living in Israel, and as far as he was concerned, Zionism was a hardcore type of Judaism mixed with government almost. It didn't sound like a one size fits all kind of thing. So a bit like Islam, and as much as Islam doesn't have a central power structure, it was almost like that. It was almost hard to centralize. It was obviously the Jews do have a central power structure. So yeah, with Israel, they're doing some dodgy shit. And they also got into a war that they knew would escalate. And they, yeah, and if, again, there's so much I don't know, and I'm trying to learn, and people are doing their best to get in the way. Again, why? Why? If this was Saudi Arabia, in fact, if this was any other country, people wouldn't put up the pressure. And it's making me think more and more. Same question, more and more and more. Why? I thought about humour the other day. Just simple humour. And I thought, I can laugh at Dino Bain's jokes, and I can laugh at somebody else's jokes about Muslims just as easily, because they're jokes. But that's what I realised. Why can I not joke about Jews, or, well, I can about British people, or about Muslims? I mean, the things that we say about Muslims, I don't think they're super offensive, but they're, they could be to them. And I'm like, we say these things like Alan Snack Bar and all that, I still find that funny. I don't know why, I just do. But we don't do it with certain groups of people. Now, I thought I understood the reasons why, but now I'm beginning to think, no, I don't know. Actually, what is going on here? So, there's something going on that doesn't, in my opinion, include all Jews. I expect it's going to be an onion. Just exactly the same as it is with Islam. And I expect the average Jew won't know a thing about it or won't be involved with it. And that's what I'm expecting to find. I don't know exactly. But I do know is the more... Sorry, I had multiple interruptions there, so now I can't get my thought process back on track. But yeah, so, I wanted to come in with a little bit more detailed video this morning, but with all the silly pansies, making silliness all the time, all I want to come back to report to you at the moment is, my God, just asking questions about Israel. Not even the Jews. I haven't asked a single question about the Jews because I don't see that that's a good point, a starting point. Like Israel. Just asking questions about Israel has caused so much trouble. Why? Now I know that whether it's good, bad, or wherever, there is definitely something to hide. Now I know there's something to investigate. Again, I'm not saying it's bad, I'm not saying it's good, but I know there's something there now. I know there's something that people don't want us to find. I know there's something that people are getting defensive over. Again, now, whether this is a lingering headache from World War II, or whether this is a cultural thing that's been imposed on us, I don't know. But I'm going to find out. Because if people think that I can't make a joke about a Jew, but I can make a joke about an Indian, or I can make a joke about that's wrong. That's wrong. Like, the whole point of being able to take the piss out of people that I've lived by my whole life is you've got to be able to take the piss out of everybody or nobody. As soon as you start saying, oh, that group can't be taken the piss out of, that's disrespectful to every other group that you're taking the piss out of. It is. It means you're discriminating. So I've always had the belief that if you take the piss out of absolutely everybody, including yourself, there's no discrimination there. Fair? So now I've come up against the wall. And that is this one group that I wasn't expecting that doesn't like to be criticised. And when I say one group, I don't think that means that, because I know what people like, they'll twist my words. Don't think that means I'm saying all the Jews, because it's actually been the Jews that have been the most brutal about Israel. So no, actually they've been the most brutal about it, because obviously they feel they can be without consequence. And some Jewish people I've spoke to are really brutal about Israel. That's given me even more reason to look into it, because even Jewish people can be really brutal. Don't get me wrong, they support Israel because they have to. They feel it's obviously, but they will fucking rip it to pieces. Not everybody, but some, and they've given me a new view on Israel as well. Like, even some of the people who are Jewish have just said, you need to kind of look into this more. So it's not even that Jewish people are finding this particularly offensive. Right? The only people that seem to be finding this particularly troubling are actually mostly a lot of non-Jews, which I find interesting. And just all these brick walls, just to ask some simple questions and make some simple jokes. I can see I've got my work cut out for me, but now I know that I'm being firewalled. I'm going to smash that wall down. Like, that's what I do. Tom Fury, Zero News, calling it a day for now.